VersTEAv202.
Hello, hashtag VersTEAv family, and welcome. It's week 203. I'm Aaron Mack, and I'm here with my good friend Kevin, aka and CBC Basic Complexity. And Kevin will take it away with our what makes the number three significant. Kevin, take it away, my friend.
All right. The number three stands out to me personally. Because from my parents, I was their first child, so I'm one of three. There were three total. I still remember I was like 6, nearly 7, when my youngest sister was born, and my mom was like, "Nah, that's it."
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go straight into the song choices for the week, and I'll start off with the new song as we switch back and forth normally. And this week, my new song is coming from, it's a 2022 release from the Coco Jones, her song called I See You. And I particularly wanted to reference this song because I know last week I was like, people nowadays, all of their music is just, yeah, you cheat on me, I'll break up with you. Cheat on me, I'll break up with, like, nobody ever talks about like staying together. And then, ironically, after I said that, I came across Coco Jones singing and doing an outstanding job singing I See You on the Jennifer Hudson show. And I'm like, huh. And that is an example of a song that it's like, it's not necessarily a let's stay together because you cheated in spite of the fact that you cheated thing, but it is a we keep coming back to each other kind of thing. Like there must be something special here, you know? And I think that's really cool. And also, yes, Jennifer Hudson did call Coco Jones her mini me. And I don't want this to come as far as Coco Jones is a beautiful woman. Jennifer Hudson is a beautiful woman, and they both have inches, right? Like our friend, I thought it was so cool when our friend of the show, the Lucky Lab, referred to her additional hair as her inches, and like these women, like Coco Jones, like not only has inches, but I think like for her it's like feet, but I'm like, okay, you better. And it works very well. Coco Jones is very cool. And I also thought it was interesting how Coco Jones, mm, okay, well, how one of Coco Jones' vocal inspirations, she was like, of course it's you, Jennifer Hudson, but she also named Cece Winans. And I think that's really cool because like that's not a name that you expect to come up often for pop singers, you know. So it's like that's cool, and I love CC Winans, and I also have to reference her song "Just My Luck" from 2018, which I enjoy very much. Basic Complexity. What's your your older song, my friend?
Yes. This week in particular, my older song, and some of you might remember this, the fairly young ones might not, but the song is called Juicy Fruit, and that's by the group M Tune, I think. I don't know if I'm saying that right or what. But yeah, the song definitely came out way back in the day. My year of birth, 1983. So it apparently the was the title track from their once again 1983 album. And I remember hearing this song when I was younger, and I really thought it was from the 70s. I just got that feel from it. And oh, however, yeah, I still play the song to this day, like 40 years later. It still be on fire. And that's all I have.
It's an excellent song, and it's one of my favorites as well. I thought it was interesting how you were like, well, if you kids are old enough to and I was like, that was the year that we were born. Like, and technically, for people like you, Mr. December baby, more than likely you were not born when the song was out. What no, when the song first came out. Although technically I have a 6 month chance of it not being when before I was born either. But yeah. But no, I love that juice say that's a great song. Great choice, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And at least you got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I have a 50-50 chance of it being before I was born. But no matter what, like it was through all of that. Oh, and as far as how you pronounce it, I was going to look it up, but I forgot. My apologies. How to pronounce it? But I think it's Mtume. I think. I don't know. But I know in some cases the M, like you kind of pronounce it, but you just kind of go over it, and it just gives a. I don't know. I know you're laughing at me. Whatever. But yeah. All right. So.
I laugh at myself also.
Okay. Well, as long as you also both you, in addition to me, well, laughing at me, but you're also laughing at yourself, right? I'm just being funny. Anyway, but yes. So it is the time of the. It is the time that we thank our viewers, our audience members, our people who everybody around the globe who checks out hashtag VersTEAv. And we like to offer a special thank you to all of you and the form of thanking every country that checks out hashtag VersTEAv. So, Vietnam, thank you. United Kingdom, thank you. Republic of Korea, thank you. Egypt, thank you. Germany, thank you. Belgium, thank you. Singapore, thank you. United States, thank you. Canada, thank you. Thank you all so very much for sticking with hashtag VersTEAv. We appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Yes. All right. And in closing, we'll give the titles for the week. Are you ready for the show titles, Kevin? Basic
Yeah.
complexity. Hashtag new normal. Hashtag SadFacts. Hashtag VersTEAvND featuring Bodyguard. Hashtag really authentic. Hashtag mandatory reflection. And we will have our hashtag live one timeless tea. So there's the complexity. Are you ready to get this show on the road, my friend?
Yeah.
Hashtag
and
new
that
normal
is right.
at QIgrams at Arc Warrior Official at Watch It Entertainment hashtag VersTEAv202
The first time I brought them to Disney, I thought they were going to go for, the big superheroes. They were looking at princesses. And they all wanted to be, Minnie Mouse. And then I said, but what about Mickey? And then I'm saying to myself, you know what? It's okay. You know why it's okay? Because they're talking, they're finding themselves. You don't know what they're going to become later. And you don't want for them to have psychologiquement a problem of growth and say, I'm supposed to be like that, I'm supposed to say that, I'm supposed to dress like this because I'm a guy, I'm a boy, I'm supposed to do. No, you don't know. Let people be who they are as quick and as soon as possible.
Here's why every boy should play with baby dolls from a very young age. Let's go. Let me just put it like this. A lot of parents will instantly freeze up when they notice their young boy playing with his sister's baby doll. When this happens, many people become petrified that their son may be showing early signs of being gay. So they take the baby doll out of his hand and replace it with something better, like an action figure of a male who carries a sword or a gun. But here's something powerful to think about. When little boys are playing with a doll, they're simulating caring for a baby. Empathy. According to Mindshift and KQED, when small boys interact with infants, they want to pat the baby's head, and they even get distressed when the baby starts to cry. What's better? Boys being socially conditioned to care for small infants, or boys waving a sword or a gun around to keep people from feeling uncomfortable by perceiving him as gay? The next time you see a little boy playing with a baby doll, who cares if some weirdo says, I don't know, bro. Yeah, I think he a girl. Go to the little boy and thank him for being so caring to an individual that is smaller than he is. Thank him for thinking about how someone else feels, even when he can easily destroy that individual. And if the baby doll is a girl, thank him for combing her hair. Thank him for not trying to squash her simply because there are some adult children in power who say that girls are inferior to him. Period.
Celine Dion has launched a gender-neutral children's clothing line, saying she hopes to encourage a dialogue of equality and possibility. Huffington Post reports the 5-time Grammy winner unveiled the Selena NuNu collection late Tuesday with a quirky James Bond-style ad. In it, she's chased by security guards as she attempts to escape from the maternity ward of a hospital. She's then shown in the maternity ward of a hospital blowing a handful of sparkling confetti over a group of infants and, as if by magic, replacing their traditional blue and pink sleepwear with black and white, non-gender specific ensembles.
I'm not spending
Basic complexity.
All right. Sorry, 1 minute. Thank you. All right. After watching the 3 videos, I can say that I personally was heavily surprised by people not necessarily falling into the definitions of the so-called gender norms. These videos are basically showing people I'm sorry, videos are basically showing people willing to change the gender norms that unfortunately, yeah, I'm sad, lost my spot for a minute, but that unfortunately, okay, there was a lead typo. Unfortunately, we have become accustomed to that as a young kid. At times when I wasn't playing with my Matchbox cars, in all honesty, I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, me and my sister did play around with their Barbie dolls. It was something to do. And the only life experience that relates to this was, as I said, a young kid at times when I wasn't playing with my Matchbox cars, there were times that me and my sister would play with her Barbies. But I really think that it it ended like around the age of maybe 8, somewhere around there. And that's what I have.
Great. So I would say my initial reaction is this makes me love Celine Dion even more. Like I am already a Celine Dion fan musically and everything, but I really dig the fact that she is just so cool. And as far as a connection for me, it I think, if I believe if my mom was still here, that she would actually have the same perspective, the same open-minded perspective on
Mhm.
this. And I love my mom very much and very much appreciate her openness. And I also wanted to say, I didn't know you were going to say this, so I'm going to shout it out. I give your parents credit as well for not freaking out when you were playing with your sister's Barbie dolls. And even though you see, you naturally stopped it at 8, and it's not because
Like
they were
around
like, you
somewhere.
shouldn't play with those Barbie dolls. You need to play with some He-Man thing. Like I used to play with my friends' Barbie dolls, and I remember anyway. I even requested that mom get me a Barbie doll, and she was like, "Okay, Aaron, a Barbie doll, okay." I was like, "Yeah, like in my mind, I was like, yeah, I love doing the Barbie doll's hair. Like me and my friend at that time would always do the Barbie's hair, and my mom got me a Ken doll, and I was like, but where's the hair? Anyway, I appreciate my mom's openness and willingness to be open and cool. So also I wanted to reference in this time a taxi driver, I'll call him a taxi driver that I had this past weekend who when I get in these taxi rides, I generally will be very open about my LGBT stuff because I think society needs to get to the point that it's just a casual thing. So I will sort of deliberately bring it up in casual conversation. And I had a interesting conversation with him. He is not in favor of LGBT at all. And he was like, and I'm going to do this as a dog here. I'll save the rest of it for my 1 minute. Basic complexity, what's your 1 and 1, my friend?
Okay, well, once again, I guess it's just 1. And the thing, like, I guess, to total everything up and just come out with a short statement would be basically to let kids be themselves. Don't affect no one else.
Yeah.
And that's what I have.
All right. And I will say, yes. So as for him, he was, ooh. We did not agree on the LGBT thing, but he was like willing to engage me in conversation on it. And I don't have a problem speaking with people who disagree. I must admit, though, I was a little concerned when I was in his car, and what he said was, he's like, yeah, you know, I think that I think it's wrong. This is what he said. He said that he thinks it's wrong that people who kill gay people for being gay should get in trouble for it. He's like, I don't think that that should happen. And I was like, what? Let me get out of this man's car. He is crazy. But I was just like, Aaron, hold your peace, because I don't think that he thought that I was gay. Anyway, so he's probably not a fan of the Celine NuNormal clothing either, chances are, you know, because of the way he feels like that. But my 1 sentence is, the world needs more free-minded thinkers who think like Celine Dion and like my mommy. So let's all evolve to welcoming each other into the 21st century. Wouldn't it be beautiful?
Right.
Yes. All right, basic complexity. Are you ready for the next one? And I'll go first for B.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So recently I made a video saying Asian men and black women had the least amount of matches on online dating, and without context, there were a lot of miscommunications. I apologize for that. I can always do better. So instead, let me clarify. So the data isn't about Asian men and black women matching with each other. Rather, it's about the two demographics independent of each other getting the lowest amount of matches due to societal depiction of ideal masculinity and ideal femininity. Here's one research article that says, black women and Asian men, on the other hand, are depicted respectively as less feminine and less masculine. Here's another article saying Asian males and black females are more highly excluded than their opposite sex counterparts. In this context, Asian men and black women have a shared experience in the sense that we're not desired because we're not enough, we're not masculine enough, we're not feminine enough. And the rest of the video is me photographing Dylan, an Asian man, to help him see that for once he is masculine enough. And I end the video by saying that this isn't just for Dylan, but for anyone who never felt like they fit society's standards. I hope that clarifies it, and I can't wait to give away a photo shoot to a black woman as well.
All right. And by the way, I'm late posting this comment, but Dion Jenkins said he said the song, referencing the song. He's like, it's by Matume. So yes, yes, that's who it's by. We thank you. All right, and I will say that my initial reaction is also in line with my connection in that I feel it's a sad truth personally, and I I remember years ago. Oh my gosh, I read this book called Dataclysm, and in that book, it speaks of those exact stats, and I I love statistics, and when you combine statistics and make it dating statistics, it's like, yay, I love it. And that's what that book was about. Dataclysm is for OK Cupid, though. And that's the thing. So, yes, the book did say Black women and Asian men seem to get the least attention. And it's like, yeah, but outside of the context of the fact that I there are exceptions to every rule, and even rules don't always apply. And for example, comparing Jack versus Grinder, I remember years ago a friend of mine was like, Jack is for people of any race who want a black man, and Grinder is for people of any race who want a white man. And it's like, and that's not always the case at all, because like my best friend stays on, well, he used to be on Grinder a lot. And but oh my gosh. Anyway, it reminds me of the fact that different places receive people differently. And I remember years ago when I used to in my very infrequent club days, I went to when I would go to the Delta with a friend of mine, a particular friend of mine who was new in town, dudes would be lining up like out of the door trying to get his attention. Like, and it would be the three of us, me, my other friend, and him. And dudes would be lining up out of the door trying to get his attention. But we went to Nations, which is also a mixed club. But when we would go to when we went to Nations, nobody talked to him at all. And it was like, wow, that's so interesting how your location can make a difference in how attractive you are to people. Now, I will say the rest in my 1 minute. Base complexity.
Okay. Sorry, I just was my notes, but yeah, this is it. That is probably very true. What was stated in the video, because at a certain point in time, I've noticed the same things. And yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. And I will say this friend of mine who people were lining up for, he's very conventionally attractive. And myself and my other friend, I guess like just average or whatever. But it's like we would just pick up whatever dust he left behind, and we would just be like, well, it's a club, so let's just dance and enjoy the music. And a thing is that my other friend, who was particularly fine, wanted to also dance and enjoy the music, but dudes would be on him so much. So I'm like, that's an interesting situation that people who are exceptionally attractive can find themselves in. Like he just wanted to chill and just be cool and stuff, but everybody would be throwing themselves at him constantly. And it's like, that's got to be an interesting thing to have to deal with, because I know he just would want to dance and chill too. Anyway, my one sentence is preference versus racist is a dating tale as old as time. Truth is, the right match for you will not block you with such requirements. There's no need to fight. They will be ready when you are ready. That at the end of the sentence. Basic complexity or one and one, my friend?
Basically, it's just as simple as saying for the general public, don't make assumptions about another person. You could be dead wrong.
That's a song by Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, right. Now, here comes, and I go first on this one. Hashtag VersTEAvND, our indie artist segment. Yes, from our friend Bodyguard.
Hashtag VersTEAvND at Bodyguard and hashtag VersTEAv202C1.
Hey yo, all they wanna do is drop a dime on you. Never really care what hard times can do, but that's why I choose to stay to myself. Ain't worry about you and nobody else. Now the truth really hurts when I spit like this. People jumping off cliffs instead of splitting their wrists. Now before I do that, I'ma lay you out. Tell you I don't give a, nah, watch your mouth. Yeah, I'ma knock it out the pocket. We ain't friends cause y'all hoes be weird. You get down but you acting real scared. You ain't hard, you just grew a little bit. You can't shift me. I got the money and the power. Fuck 50, man, shorty should've swallowed. Gargle, spit, the game's a joke. Independent, I'm the CEO, yeah. Everybody got that hurt man story. That's why I left DC, I got a sword, G. Spread my wings, yeah, I fly, she adore me. Even got the corner boys mad hungry. On the hunt, they want the Bodyguard formula. B.I.G. said it best, call a coroner. Cause I body anything that I touch, man. You want smoke? Nah, I'm good. Light my blunt then, damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. I do it by myself. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. I do it for myself. Damn right, I'm selfish. Hey yo, I'm feeling lonely, so what I'm gonna do? I can't escape who I'm gonna run to. They real fake, but I'ma stay true. Weak in my knees, but praise real due. So I've been real celibate, that's hella late. Cause I'm trying to eat that cake and celebrate. I'm the best you ever had, yep, that's on Drake. Rich flex on the girls, 21's the date. I don't know, but I'm always up early. Talking to myself, but I know Dex hurt me. No longer friends with folks who don't serve me. Now it ain't beef, but the music is my therapy. You mad late trying to ride this wave. I was pushing out hits while laying in the shade. They can love you when it benefit them, but there's no biggie, I'ma ride with Kim, Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. I do it by myself, damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. Damn right, I'm selfish. I do it for myself. Damn right, I'm selfish. I'm trying to stay solid, but weak hoes all on my body. I grab the mic, y'all more like Scotty. First thing on your meat, but none it tossing solid. I'ma pop my shit, let's get violent. I'm a Devo, a Devo, Devo.
And thank you, Bodyguard, for allowing us to feature that marvelous song. So, I will say, pow. I love the whole thing, honestly. And I love it musically, I love the lyrical flow, and I love his dancing in the video, which it kind of puts me in the mind of the young Puff Daddy when he would be dancing in the videos like in the 90s and stuff, which is cool. Like he has his own rhythm and his own style, and I think that's so cool. Also, FYI, his album Devo is exceptional as well, and it's out now. Check out it. And yes, he truly is a star in my perspective. He's got it. And also he very much reps DC, and I think that's so cool how he's like, because the music is my therapy. And that reminds me of when I first moved to DC from New Orleans, how I was, in terms of different locations having different ways of saying things. In DC, it seems like it would often, now I don't know what it's like today. DC is a brand new world today, but this was the early 2000s. And the ER combination would be pronounced UR in DC. And I connected that to how in New Orleans, often the OI combinations would be pronounced ER. So for DC, therapy becomes therapy. In New Orleans, oil becomes Earl. And it's like that was comforting to me. Now, I also think it's interesting and unfortunate how he acknowledged that, like, people, instead of slitting their wrist out there, they jump off cliffs. And I think that's such an interesting word play, to the extent that it's like these cliffs, these big, beautiful, majestic things. And in Los Angeles, because as he mentioned in the song, he moved from the east to the west, and he was in Los Angeles. I think now he's in Nevada or something. But it's just so unfortunate to think of people wanting to bring an end to themselves by jumping off cliffs. Like, and that's the thing there. Life can be tough in general, but particularly in LA. And anyway, I will finish the rest in my 1 minute. Basic complexity. What do you have to say for your everything?
Really quick, first off, just touching on what you were saying. I've heard this saying several times over the years to not make a permanent decision to a temporary problem. So that was always something that stuck out to me personally.
Yes. Thank you for saying that.
Oh yeah. And in general, I will say that I really do like the song. And just in my opinion, these are the things in your mind that coincidentally come to mind. Sorry. Yeah, when a new person enters your life on a romantic level, what I like about the song, the fact that he lays out exactly what he is looking for and why he is selfish. And that's all I have.
And I know technically we're not doing the 1-in-1 on this, but I'd like to use a few seconds to also say that shout out when he gave the line, talk to myself, but I know Dex heard me. Like art is subjective, right? But when I hear that, I think about my mom who passed away, and it's like talking to myself, but I know my mom heard me. Ooh, that's gonna get me going. But you are well on your way, my friend. Yes, our friend, Basic Complexity and Aaron Mack. You are well on your way, bodyguard. You're a star. Basic Complexity. I know you said you were done, but did you want to take a few seconds? Anything else?
Nothing I could think of.
All right. So here comes letter C. So that was C1. This is C.
Got it.
A, B, C. And Basic Complexity, you're first.
Hashtag ReallyAuthentic at fitnessby_Isaiah Tate. Hashtag VersTEAv202
So the reason why you can't get a man boo is because you're too scared to act feminine. A lot of guys, when they come out of the closet, they want to act all masked, they want to be all hard, they want to be like, oh, I'm tough, and they think that's what's going to get the guy, they think that's what the guy's like. But in reality, the ones that's out here getting the boys is the girls that's out here acting feminine. So be yourself, okay? Don't try to change yourself just so somebody can like you. Be yourself, and the right guy will come to you, okay? So be gay, be happy, and go get your man boo.
Basic Complexity.
All right. I would say that yes, I do agree with what he said, and you don't need to try to change yourself to attract someone. Just be your authentic self, and that's all I have.
All right. I will say that I don't fully agree to the extent that some of us are not naturally feminine, right? Now,
Look,
he did end the video by saying, be yourself. And I think that's important. But to say like, so just be feminine, that way you'll find a man. It's like, yeah, but not all of gay people are naturally just feminine. So some can be. And that's a fine and beautiful thing. Diversity is a beautiful thing. But not everybody is, right? And going back to what he said about being yourself. So I say, yes, be yourself to find your man, masculine, feminine, whatever you are. Be that, and that way you can find your right match for you. Masculine, feminine, hetero, bi, trans, pan, whatever. Be you is the point. And I'm reminded of the Gay Christian Network that I used to love checking out their podcast. They were cool, and I got some life checking out the Gay Christian Network podcast, and they had a play where, and I think this is important in our gay community. It explains how the play, like this feminine guy was explaining to this other guy, just be out and be yourself so people can know that you are available for them to find. And that's true. That's absolutely true. Be out, be yourself so guys can know that, hey, I can approach this guy without getting effed up, because unfortunately some people are still very stupid. But those stupid people still exist in the world. So you have to handle the situation wisely, right? But yes, just be out, be comfortably yourself. And that is important. And yes, while I do like being the softer, submissive partner in relationship, I will say part of the beauty of being gay is that we can mix whatever mix we want to, masculine, feminine, softer, harder, within each of us, however we want to do it. Cook, don't cook, whatever. Basic complexity or one and one.
All right. If you feel that you heavily need to change yourself to attract a specific person, then I'm sorry to tell you all this, but that person is probably not for you. And that's what I have.
Oh, right. And my one sentence is, whatever you are, be the best authentic you that you can be. Yep. At the end of the sentence. All right. And are we ready for the next one? Letter D. And I go first for D.
Yeah.
All right.
Hashtag mandatory reflection at Professor Casey. Hashtag VersTEAv202
So there's another video going around of an automated soap dispenser not working for someone with dark skin. I am a technology ethics professor, and I want to explain to you why this happens. And I mean both why in a technical sense and why in a systemic racism sense. Things like automated soap dispensers typically use infrared technology, which sends out light that is then reflected back to the sensor. If the reflective object underneath absorbs the light instead of sending it back, then the sensor doesn't trigger. So that's the technical explanation. And we've also known that this is a problem for a very long time. I've been using this as an example in my classes for at least 10 years. Now, whether we're talking about a soap dispenser or far more complex technologies like facial recognition, or even medically consequential technologies like pulse oximeters, you might wonder, how do we end up with technology that works so much better for white people? So one possibility is that during the design process, something like a soap dispenser or a pulse oximeter was only tested on white people. Another possibility is that during the design process, you know about the problem, but it's too costly or too difficult to fix. A lot of people have trouble using the word racism with this kind of thing because they think that racism has to be intentional. There's this great part in Ruha Benjamin's book, Race After Technology, where she points out that there isn't some like mustache twirling evil Google engineer and intentionally putting racism into the code. There doesn't have to be.
Well said, well said. So, I would say my initial reaction is same as my connection, and it's, oh, that's why the pulse oximeter has had so much trouble with me because of my dark brown skin. And I never realized that. Someone said something like that to me, but when they said that to me, I just kind of felt like, oh, you're just bringing race in unnecessarily. But from a technical standpoint, that's what it is. And it's like, oh, that's why pulse oximeters have so much trouble with me. And I would always just blame, and I would be like, oh, well, it's because I have cold hands. My hands tend to be much colder than the rest of my body, and that's just true. That's what it is. My understanding, it's a thing. I think it's called Roano's disease or something. Like my mom had it as well. How my hands tend to be colder than the rest of me generally. And it's like, oh well, that's why. It's not the color thing, but it actually makes sense because yes, it uses the infrared light, and again, if it gets absorbed in your hand, it's not going to reflect and give the numbers that it needs to give. So for me, pulse oximeter, it's like it generally is like a clip it on my finger and like, okay, well, is it gonna work? I don't know. And now I see. And I'll say that, yeah, she's right. It can be that it costs too much money, or it's too hard, or it's just unequal testing. And honestly, I wish I knew, but I don't really know how to fix something like that because maybe just put extra work into equal trials, but things that cost more money. And I'm sure when it comes to these technological inventions, it probably goes both ways. So just acknowledge that, and maybe we just need to work harder to ensure diverse testing groups for stuff like this and ensure that we're getting a mix of people, particularly when it comes to things like um, infrared beams and stuff having to be reflected and such. Anyway, basic complexity, your response?
Yes. After hearing this, it really goes back to what I have what I've always said, which is that not everything under the sun is racist. I mean, a lot of it probably is, but not everything. Um, which is, yeah, that. Shit, I lost my where I was. Yeah, like I said, not everything under the sun is racist, but in all honesty, a lot may be, or even have racial undertones. But not every single thing is racist. Um, I think back, I'm sorry, I think that there are there are times when where we might want to think about everything before jumping to racism automatically, because that's not always the case. And that's what I have.
Quick question: Do does the pulse oximeter like always just work for you?
Sir?
I'm sure that we've all used pulse oximeter. How does the pulse oximeter work for you?
All right, what exactly is it?
The thing that you put on your finger and it measures your pulse and stuff.
Oh, yeah, all right. So my nurse has that, and we do that every so often. And I haven't really had an issue with it. If I ever did, then it would be just one hand. And when I go to the other hand, then it'll work. Does it make sense? No, but that's what it is.
Well, the beam is able to reflect back, and that's I didn't realize that was the technology that was going on, and that's why I'd have so much trouble with it. Because for me, I would be like, well, they're just bringing up race unnecessarily, but maybe I don't know. But it's not that they're bringing up race unnecessarily, but it's complexion that they are bringing up, and that does play a role, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure dark skinned people of different races have the exact same struggle. Anyway, false numbers, cool. So my one sentence is maybe with a little more love to ensure full equality from day one, we could find better and more effective solutions for all of our humanity. Race and complexity, you're one and one.
Or just one. Um, it's basically to do not immediately jump to conclusions without fully examining the situation. That's what I have.
Okay. Huh. This isn't timeless tea, so I won't follow up with a response. But let's go into timeless tea. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hashtag VersTEAv family. This has been week 203. I'm Aaron Mack, and you can find me at hashtag, nope, you can find me Aaron Mack, AARONMCK, at VersTEAv.com. And you can also contact us all over social media, hashtag VersTEAv, at VersTEAv, www.VersTEAv.com. Basic Complexity, where can they find you?
Yes, I could definitely be found. Well, first off, at VersTEAv.com, and the name is Basic Complexity. So BASICCOMPLEXITY. And that's VersTEAv. I'm also on Instagram under that same name, Basic Complexity. And I'm on I'm on TikTok also. And which one is my Basic Complexity?
TikTok.
All right, thank you. So I'm on TikTok at my Basic Complexity. So that's MYBASICCOMPLEXITY. And yeah, I was about to say, I know I'm forgetting something, but yeah.
I think you got them all, actually, all three, at least that you normally name. But yeah. All right, hashtag VersTEAv family. We will see you all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9:35 p.m. Eastern U.S. time every single Monday. And yes, we'll talk to you later, social media family. Peace, VersTEAv.com. If you can hold a hand up for it.
Shoot.
Yeah. Then there we go. VersTEAv.com. Peace, VersTEAv.com. Stay blessed. Have a good night.
All right.
All right.